Right now, Hurricane Idalia makes landfall on the Panhandle in Florida. Damage is being seen, though, throughout the Gulf Coast of Florida. We'll have a look at the early cleanup efforts. And speaking of Idalia,
I'll share how one Wisconsin Red Cross volunteer is already on the way to Florida to help with that process.
And classes begin in exactly a week at UW-Madison. First-year students have begun moving in as the excitement builds ahead of their first semester on campus. You're watching News 3 now at 5. And this is a live look right now at the interstate southbound. Traffic between Janesville and Beloit. An incident there has closed at least one lane of traffic, although traffic is, as you can see, moving slowly. This is near the Woodman Road exit. So if you're heading that way or know someone who is, give them a heads up and give yourself ample time to get to your destination. Well, this morning, Hurricane Idalia slammed into Florida's Big Bend region as a Category 3 hurricane, packing maximum sustained winds of about 125 miles per hour. Even after the storm left some areas, the danger has not, with extensive power outages and flooding. And while Florida, of course, is no stranger to hurricanes, officials there say it has been a while since that part of the Florida Panhandle has been impacted by a storm like this.
There's parts of Florida that have had these things happen, and they've built up infrastructure and in response to it. Well, this part of the state hasn't necessarily seen a storm like this in quite some time. So that's just going to present challenges.
And Idalia has now headed toward Georgia and the Carolinas, but as you just saw, it did leave a path of destruction behind in Florida. Jason Allen is in the town of Steinhatchee, Florida, close to where Idalia first came ashore.
Idalia slammed into Florida's Big Bend region as a Category 3 hurricane, packing maximum sustained winds of around 125 miles per hour.
That building on the end down there is going to come apart.
The storm's impact was felt the length of Florida's Gulf Coast, with storm surge that submerged entire communities. Crews in Hernando County rescued this family that couldn't evacuate in time due to car troubles, but they tried.
And over the second bridge, it got real deep real fast, and then the water started coming in like crazy.
In Tampa, people traveled by paddleboard down Bayshore Boulevard. Water washed onto the bridge that connects the city to nearby St. Petersburg. More than 500,000 customers across Florida lost power. By midday, about half had the lights back on.
Utility workers are actively working to restore power in all affected areas.
The Florida governor's mansion did not escape the storm's impact. This 100-year-old oak tree fell on the property.
Oh gosh, it's gotten worse.
A tree also landed on Connie Walden's home in Steinhatchee. She and many of her neighbors chose to not evacuate.
And I've got a lot of people mad at me right now that I didn't.
Even though the storm has mostly moved on from the Big Bend region, forecasters warn the high tide, fueled by a rare blue supermoon, could keep pushing the storm surge higher, up to 16 feet in some places. Idalia reached Georgia as a Category 1 hurricane, knocking out power to tens of thousands.
For those that were in the line of the storm, it is very hard hitting.
Idalia is expected to move into South Carolina by Wednesday evening. Jason Allen, CBS News, Steinhatchee, Florida.
And the First Warn Weather Team closely watching Idalia. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti with another look.
Yeah, the storm is rapidly moving toward the east and northeast. You can see on high-resolution radar, it's just crossing over from Georgia into South Carolina. Most of the precipitation is on the northern portion of the storm. There are still storm surge warnings in effect for parts of South Carolina down toward Charleston. Storm surge watches for parts of North Carolina. Right now, tropical storm warnings are in effect from northern Florida, still up into the coastal areas of North Carolina, as far north as the Virginia state line. Right now, Idalia is a strong tropical storm. Maximum sustained winds around 70 miles per hour with higher gusts. The forecast from the National Hurricane Center moves it pretty rapidly to just the southern tip of North Carolina and then out into the Atlantic Ocean, which is good news. That will limit the amount of rain that falls, but still flood watches are in effect from Georgia all the way up through the Carolinas. Forecast precipitation, perhaps 5 to 10 inches still over parts of North Carolina before Idalia moves out to sea. Now, around here, we could use the rain. We don't certainly need that much, and we're going to be dealing with heat. We have First Warn weather alert days in the forecast from Saturday through Tuesday for hot temperatures between 90 and 94 during the afternoon. Heat index readings perhaps as high as 100 degrees, so not as hot, at least as far as the humidity is concerned, as the last heat wave. However, record high temperatures are possible, especially Sunday, Labor Labor Day Monday and Tuesday. Visible cloud track shows a nice day today. We had plenty of sunshine, but temperatures were on the cool side. This morning, it was down to 35 degrees in Camp Douglas. Most areas saw temperatures in the 40s to the lower 50s. Right now, pretty comfortable. Temperatures are in the lower to middle 70s, although it is a little cooler to the east. Notice 72 right now in Sun Prairie and in McFarland, but to the west it's 74 degrees in Cross Plains and 75 in Sauk City. Look for skies to be mostly clear this evening. Temperatures dropping off into the upper 50s. It'll be another cool night tonight, but again, that big warm-up is on the way for the weekend. I'll have specifics on temperatures and how hot it'll feel in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. And people from Wisconsin are heading down to Florida to help those affected by Idalia. Jalen Banks caught up with a familiar local this morning before she boarded her plane and joins us now with the story. Jalen?
Today, I had the pleasure of seeing off Joy Cardine, a retired journalist who spends her free time now going to help others. Even before Hurricane Idalia made landfall early Wednesday morning, Joy Cardine was responding to a call to help Tuesday night.
Sometimes it's difficult to move that quickly, but so happened that I did have the availability and I was able to do it, so I am. And I will be staying there for 2 weeks doing sheltering, feeding, and perhaps distributing emergency supplies, whatever they need me to do.
And her desire to help those in need comes from her days as a journalist.
I enjoyed covering and providing information for people who are affected by natural disasters or any other situation. I always wanted to help more than that. And so when I retired, it was always in the back of my mind that I would volunteer for the Red Cross.
Cardine will head to Orlando, Florida, where she will be for the next 2 weeks. And staying behind is her husband, former News 3 anchor Rob Starbuck, who says he admires his wife's selflessness.
She really wants to lend a hand, and feels very blessed that she can do that. I keep telling her how proud of her I am and what she's doing. I mean, I think an hour after she retired from Wisconsin Public Radio, within an hour, she was volunteering for the Red Cross. And as Cardine heads down to help, she realizes that helping others is a privilege.
I've learned that I'm blessed to be able to have the time and the resources to be able to do this.
Cardine is scheduled to land in Orlando later this evening and is one of 8 volunteers from Wisconsin heading down to help.
Great to catch up with both of them. We appreciate Joy's efforts. Thank you, Jalen. You can help people affected by Hurricane Idalia by making a $10 donation through your phone bill. The American Red Cross gathering donations. Just text the word Idalia to the number 90999 to make a simple $10 donation. 7 people have been left without a home after an overnight fire displaced them from their apartments. This was at a building on Madison's north side. Investigators say the fire started when someone was cooking some food, left it unattended. Fire crews found a fire on the 2nd floor of a building on Brentwood Parkway. 1 person needed to be rescued. They were taken to the hospital, but their condition is unknown right now. 6 others were able to escape on their own. The Red Cross helping all 7 displaced residents with arrangements. Damage to the building estimated at about $200,000. Tomorrow, First Lady Jill Biden will visit Madison, and News 3 Now will bring you coverage of her stops throughout southern Wisconsin all day long. I'll be joined by reporters Catherine Merck and Will Keneally as we closely follow the First Lady's visit. Team coverage starts with News 3 Now this morning, goes through our early evening newscast tomorrow. And of course, you can also watch our coverage throughout the day at channel3000.com. Excitement is brewing on the UW-Madison campus. The fall semester officially begins in just 1 week, and that means many first-year students have spent this week moving into their residence halls. There are more than 20 residence halls across campus, so housing department staff and volunteers have been busy this week helping those new students and their families get acclimated with their new homes. Students can use this time also to get familiar with campus in general and also the surrounding area ahead of the start of classes next week. And of course, thousands of first-year Badger students will get to experience their first football game as students when the Badgers host Buffalo Saturday afternoon at Camp Randall. A newly started program by UW Health is allowing patients to receive hospital-level care from the comfort of their own homes. The home-based hospital program launched last month and is the culmination of more than 2 years of work by UW Health to get the program up and running. Now, this type of inpatient home care has been around since the 1990s, but it's really seen a growth in popularity since the COVID-19 pandemic. Through the program, a doctor will visit a patient at home at least once a day, and nurses will make stops at least twice daily. Officials with UW Health say the research shows this type of care, home over hospital, makes patients much happier.
They are getting very personalized care in their home. There's less chance of issues with delirium, greater chance of being more mobile, so they're not as debilitated because they're home and they're sleeping in their home environment.
And UW Health is the first hospital system to offer this type of care in South Central and Southeastern Wisconsin. Scary moments at a Northern Illinois high school today, which was put on lockdown due to a false active shooter threat. This happened just north of Elgin, west of Chicago. Authorities say Dundee Crown High School in Carpentersville was swatted. That means the threat originated from a prank call. The school locked down shortly after 9 this morning. All students and staff were evacuated. Well, the police went room to room, making sure there were no armed persons on campus. The lockdown was officially lifted just after noon. Students returned to the building where parents were allowed to pick them up early. Authorities believe that swatting call originated out in California. Former Donald Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani has lost the defamation lawsuit brought against him by Georgia election workers. A federal judge ruled Giuliani forfeited the lawsuit filed by election workers Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss. Legal experts believe he may have lost because he struggled to maintain access to his electronic records, partly due to the cost, and couldn't adequately respond to subpoenas. Giuliani singled out Freeman and Moss when he made false claims of ballot tampering in Georgia after the 2020 election. The mother and daughter say they suffered emotional and reputational harm and their safety was put in danger. They're asking for unspecified damages, which could amount to thousands or even millions of dollars. More local stories still ahead at 5. Wisconsin Republicans have proposed nearly $3 billion in tax cuts targeting the middle class. Will Keneally live at the Capitol with reaction to that new plan. Will?
That's right. We'll have more on exactly what that means for the viewers at home.
And on Wall Street, steady gains in midweek trading as the Dow jumps almost 38 points. NASDAQ a stronger 75.5-point gain. S&P adds 17, and we'll be right back.
The 72-hour Labor Day weekend sale is here at Ashley. This Saturday through Monday, get doorbusters at discounts up to 83% off. And furnish any room in your home for as little as $11 per month. Plus delivery in as fast as 3 days on in-stock items. Only at Ashley.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on select popular Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial. Plus, make no monthly payments for 90 days. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Progress means producing renewable fuels for trucks on the road today. We're partnering with farmers to develop these fuels using everything from plant byproducts to cow manure. And then using those fuels to help lower the life cycle carbon intensity of the transportation industry. Driving the world forward today while forging new roads to the future. That's energy in progress.
Here's your parachute. Packed it myself.
Certain it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters. Like the certainty of congratulating coworkers or saying thank you for being a customer with promotional products from 4imprint. Our expert team is dedicated to making your satisfaction a certainty.
Packed it myself.
Land the perfect products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Save on your next paint project with 11% off everything at Menards. Style your home with Ultra Interior Paint and Primer with a smooth finish that provides great coverage. Pick up a gallon starting at just $19.29 after rebate. For a paint that covers in one coat, choose Pittsburgh Grand Distinction Interior Paint. This premium paint and primer comes in over 700 one-coat colors and offers excellent durability. Now $32.89 per gallon after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
The 72-hour Labor Day weekend mattress sale is here at Ashley. This Saturday through Monday, get the guaranteed best offer in all of Wisconsin on top mattress brands like Tempur, Purple, Serta, and more. Plus free delivery in as little as 3 days. Only at Ashley.
Coming up, UW-Madison researchers find a new way that data thieves can breach your security. News 3 Now shows you how hackers could steal your banking and other important information on your phone. What you can do to prevent this new threat, that's tonight at 6.
It all comes down to the final drive. News 3 Now brings you the big play highlights and scores from Southern Wisconsin high school football action. Don't miss the final drive, Fridays on News 3 Now at 10. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A proposal to get members of the middle class a tax cut is back on the table after the governor said he would be open to a new Republican proposal. Political reporter Will Keneally has more on what that means for you. He is live at the Capitol. Will?
So, Eric, the question here that we have is, what do we mean by middle class? So Wisconsin has 4 tax brackets, and the state government here passed a tax cut for the bottom 2 earlier this year. But the tax cut that we're talking about today targets that 3rd bracket, impacting single filers making between $15,000 and $225,000 annually. Now, this plan would cut that tax rate from 5.3 to 4.4%. For instance, an average Wisconsin taxpayer making around $36,000, that would mean roughly a $32 saving each year.
So once Governor Evers learns what our plan is, instead of just kind of having a quick reaction, he'll see that it's focused on the middle class, it's focused on long-term investments and keeping our retirees here. It'll be one he can eventually sign.
So for his own part, Governor Evers says that the new Republican tax plan is, quote, a fair compromise, telling that to a Wausau TV station earlier today. That's a big step for the Democratic governor who had previously rejected other GOP-related tax cuts. We'll have more on this coming up tonight at 6. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. Well, if you've ever had a beach day ruined because of algae blooms, then you've already experienced the effects of agricultural runoffs. The blooms are mostly caused by excess phosphorus-based fertilizer flowing into our rivers and lakes, making perfect conditions for algae to grow. It's a problem that's become all too common in the Madison area lakes, often prompting closures of the city's public beaches. That's why Wisconsin comedian Charlie Behrens and Milwaukee-based author Dan Egan are teaming up tomorrow for a panel on how Wisconsin's agriculture and clean waterways can coexist. That event scheduled for 5 to 6:30 p.m. It'll be at the UW-Madison Memorial Union Terrace. Let's get a look at your first warned forecast now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Yeah, temperatures will start out cool. Last night we saw 30s north of Wisconsin Dells, generally 40s to lower 50s elsewhere. We'll see similar temperatures tonight. Low in Madison, I've got a 47-degree predicted overnight low temperature, but we should start warming up tomorrow back into the upper 70s for high temperatures compared to the lower 70s today, and we'll be in the lower 80s for Friday. And then it turns hot. Saturday through Tuesday, high temperatures at or above 90 degrees, and record heat is possible during that time. We have first warned weather alert days in the forecast from Saturday through Tuesday of next week. Now, it's not going to be quite as hot, at least feeling-wise, as it did the last heat wave, and that's just because we're not going to have as much humidity. The dew point temperatures won't be as high, so the heat index will be more in the 90 to 100-degree range. But still, with hot temperatures, if you're out in the sun, you're going to feel the effects of heat pretty quickly. And again, the potential is there for some record high temperatures. Now, right now, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday seem to be the best days where we could set record high temperatures. Notice the record high 92 and 1960 for Sunday. I've got a predicted high of 94. Labor Day Monday, record high is 94. I've got a predicted high of 93. And the record high on Tuesday, 93, and the predicted high 92. Now, notice the overnight low temperature is not as bad because, again, without the humidity, it doesn't get quite as warm. But Tuesday, possibility that we could set a record for the warmest overnight low temperature. Precipitation, though, we could use some of that. This is the 10-day future track computer forecast, and you can see very little rain, again, expected over southern Wisconsin. That has been a recurring theme this summer. The 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, this takes us through the second week of September. Above normal temperatures almost across the entire country, and below normal precipitation across almost the entire country. So the continuation of our weather pattern stays on. 47 for the low in Mount Horeb tonight, 47 Belleville, 48 in Wanakee with mostly clear skies. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, even Janesville getting down to 48. Camp Douglas, they were at 35 last night. 42 is our predicted low, and 44 up in Wautoma. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, a little milder, high temperature at 78. First warned 7 to 10-day forecast, up to 83 Friday, and then 90 to 94 from Saturday through Tuesday of next week. A chance for a shower or thunderstorm Tuesday night. That's probably our best chance. Just slight chances on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, even behind a cold front. High temperatures stay in the low to mid 80s for much of the second half of next week. As we check out first warned traffic right now, here is the Beltline. Not a problem there. Just a little bit of a slowdown around Monona Drive and also in the flex lanes end at Stoughton Road. Otherwise, normal times on the Beltline as well as coming in from Sun Prairie to downtown Madison. That's a 17-minute trip today. From the Beltline to Janesville, a quick 22 minutes on I-3990, and also a quick 15 minutes from Midland to Sauk City on US 12. Downtown to Sun Prairie is a 20-minute commute today. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. Beat the heat that's coming with a cheap treat from Dairy Queen. Still headed 5 in honor of its new fall menu. All blizzards will soon be less than $1, but there is a catch, and we'll share what that is next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
In 1930, we began helping people in Milwaukee who were hurt and killed by the carelessness of others. For more than 90 years, the awards for our clients totals well into the billions of dollars, probably more than all the other personal injury firms in the state combined. When entering a negotiation, it helps to have that reputation on your side. We have the talent and resources to take on the big corporations. For regular people all over Wisconsin. Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Mark, a little help here?
Oh, keep it down. The noise is making them angry.
Whoa. Hey, I'm not a beekeeper, but I can replace these windows fast. Let Feldco be the experts in your home renewal. Right now, buy one window and you'll get one free. Plus, no interest for 1 year. And we'll get it done Feldco fast. Buy one, get one free ends Labor Day. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
We're back with Better Halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
Hi, my name is Kyle Wonkel, and this is my John Deere. We farm corn and beans, wheat. It's my dad, 2 older brothers, and me. What makes Sloan stand out is just I feel like they've always had our back. 5 o'clock at night the other night, I had an issue with my tractor, called our AMS guy, and he was there, and he did not leave until he got me fixed, and he was there pretty late that night. But I was impressed that he didn't care what time it was, he just got on the road. It's what I love, it's what I know, and I don't ever want to change.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us. Hi, what can I make fresh for you today? It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients, like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese. The frozen custard is so fresh and creamy, it tastes like it was made just for us. It's our pleasure. Just spending time with family, that's what mealtime at Culver's is all about.
From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious!
We wanted to be able to enjoy all 4 seasons, and patio enclosures helped us make that dream come true.
The one and only patio enclosures.
Here's your parachute.
Certain it's okay? Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, so congratulate coworkers or say thank you with promotional products from 4imprint.com.
For imprint, for certain.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Yeah, so this next story might make you a little queasy, so a bit of a warning in case you're eating anything. When a 64-year-old Australian woman went to the hospital for brain surgery, surgeons were shocked to discover what was inside her head. Tina Kraus has the tale from Down Under.
I thought, gosh, that feels funny.
Neurosurgeon Harry Priya Bandy wasn't expecting what she found living inside a patient's brain.
And I thought, gosh, what is that? It's moving. Take it out of my hands.
That biopsy surprise in an operating room in Australia's capital city turned out to be a parasitic roundworm about 3 inches long. It's usually found in pythons.
Something this large, 8 centimeters, and wriggling around, and something that had never before been seen in a human being was certainly something we'll never forget.
The worm's 64-year-old unwitting host had been suffering with a mystery illness, experiencing stomach pain pains, fever, forgetfulness, and depression before finally going under the knife last year.
She was really pleased to have an answer. For many months, she'd been really struggling, and it was really courageous of her to come and have further testing after not having answers for so very long.
Doctors documented the findings in a study out now in the CDC's Emerging Infectious Diseases Journal. The patient lives near a lake area that's home to carpet pythons and forages for native plants to cook. Doctors suspect she inadvertently consumed the parasitic eggs directly from the vegetation or indirectly with contaminated hands or kitchen equipment.
We have noted, however, that other snakes around the world carry this parasite. So it is quite likely that other new cases will be documented.
Doctors hope raising the profile of this lowly creature will help other healthcare workers around the world. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Well, doctors also will stay in touch with that patient to keep an eye, of course, on her recovery. A new drug is showing some promise in treating one of the major issues caused by Alzheimer's. Scientists at MIT say the new A11 molecule reduces inflammation in trials on human cells and significantly improves cognition in mice. Inflammation is one of the hardest parts of Alzheimer's to treat. The hope is that this drug can one day help improve the memory of Alzheimer's patients. Ahead of the upcoming school year, the U.S. Surgeon General has sounded the alarm about what he calls a crisis in youth mental health. The National Alliance on Mental Illness finds 50% of all mental health conditions appear by the age of 14, and that schools play a vital role in providing or connecting children and families to services. 2023 National School Counselor of the Year Meredith Drawn and Brian Coleman, the board chair of the Illinois School Counselor Association, sat down with the hosts of CBS Mornings to discuss students' mental health as kids transition into the 23-24 academic school year.
I think some big things to look out for. One, is your child sleeping a whole lot more than they generally do, or a whole lot less, eating a whole lot more, eating a whole lot less? If they're not showing up in a way that you can recognize them, that's going to be an issue. Those are red flags.
I always like to say that adults should remain curious and just ask, general questions, but not open or not close-ended questions.
Experts also suggest that parents ask their kids to rate their school day on a scale of 1 to 10 to get a better sense of how their child is doing and normalize relationships with school-based counselors and staff. As schools start next month, Dairy Queen hopes to see you for a cheap after-school treat. For a limited time, Blizzards will soon cost just 85 cents. Now, Dairy Queen's fall menu returned this week, and to honor that, new and returning Blizzard flavors will soon be sold for less than $1. Between September 11th and September 24th, Blizzards for just 85 cents, but you have to use the DQ app in order to get the deal. And just to whet your appetite a little bit, the two most fall-forward flavors are the Pumpkin Pie Blizzard and the Snickerdoodle Cookie Dough Blizzard. We'll have a final check on your first warn forecast in just a moment. Stay with us.
A truck crash can be life-changing. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. We have a powerful team with the knowledge, resources, and history of results you'll need. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This Labor Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our starter price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet, like the CR-V and the Accord, both with available hybrid powertrains, designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
We've got a lot of news coming up. The latest in the Maui wildfire investigation. The Maui mayor now under scrutiny. After being questioned by CBS News, he admits he didn't place a single call for emergency backup during or after the deadly fires. Our investigation and more tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And Gary's back. One final look at our weather around here.
Yeah, beautiful weather around here. Skies are clear. There's the live view from the WISC-TV Skycam. Bright sunshine out there. Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam. Okay, there's a tiny little cumulus clouds on the side there. Otherwise, temperatures are in the 60s east of Dane County, only 63 in Manitowoc, so it's chilly close to Lake Michigan, but west of Madison, you can see temperatures in the upper 70s. Madison right now, right in the middle, at a comfortable 72 degrees.
All right, CBS Evening News, of course, coming your way next. And then we're back in 30 minutes for News Free Now at 6. We'll see you then.